Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to tell you if this game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Sunset Overdrive. Are you ready to become punk rock? Are you ready to power slide through an entire game? Are you ready to murder mutants with teddy bears? Because this game's got all of that. Sunset Overdrive is an Xbox and PC exclusive. It is available on Game Pass and probably will be forever. It doesn't have any cross saves or cross achievements or anything, and the game is about 10 hours long for the main quest, but 30 or more if you decide to do everything. So what exactly is Sunset Overdrive? Well, it's an open world 3D action shooter with a heavy emphasis on traversal, crazy weapons, and a punk rock attitude. Energy drinks are actually really bad for you is the premise to this game, as the hot new one is turning people into insane mutants and your entire city has been locked down by an evil corporation to prevent the spread. Trapped inside, there's only one thing you can do: kill monsters as rebelliously as possible until you can bust free. Sunset Overdrive is at its core an open world game in the style of most other Insomniac games, such as Spider-Man or Infamous, with the map littered with side objectives, quests, collectibles, and things that you find as you follow a main story chain. Also, similar to the other superhero games Insomniac makes, this game focuses on having incredible amounts of traversal freedom and movement freedom. Your character can jump high, run up buildings, leap and swing from telephone wires, power slide across basically any ledge, and more. The game also gives you mad bonuses and increases your dodge when you're doing these stylish moves, which makes it necessary in order to beat tougher areas. You're also equipped with a full slate of goofy weapons, all of which can be upgraded to be even crazier. Teddy bear rocket launchers, ice guns, flamethrowers, and more are used to defeat your foes, and the more you use them, the more goals you complete to gain points for passive powers and upgrades. Of course, this game's punk rock attitude is another highlight, with it being as in-your-face and loud and "I'm not going to school today, mom" as I was in the mid-2000s listening to The Offspring and Blink-182. This is paired with some absolutely vibrant colors and visual design that are completely off the wall. So overall, at its core, this is your usual objective-based open-world superhero-style game, but it spices things up with its traversal, wild weapon, and punk rock too. So what do I like about Sunset Overdrive? Well, traversal in this game feels absolutely divine, with your large suite of abilities making it so once it clicks, you are moving around like a god, and it's very satisfying. Weapons are also very fun, and the progression system for them and your character is quite addicting, where the game basically rewards you for doing pretty much anything. And lastly, I really dig this game's aesthetic. It's like a tie-dye shirt threw up all over the whole world, and I completely dig it. I especially like that this game came out after the Xbox 360 generation, where everything was brown and gray, and it was just a massive explosion of color. And I also love that I can make my character the most tacky looking human being alive. When it comes to the bad, the game's attitude can be a little grating at times, where it doesn't quite come off as comedic but rather cringy. I love B-level humor, but it doesn't always nail it for me, and its generic power chord riffs are a bit much. Secondly, the story is nonsense and just not quite goofy enough to land, while some missions are funny and others kind of rub me the wrong way. And lastly, at its core, this is still, unfortunately, that fundamental generic open world experience, with a map littered with a bunch of stuff to do, and the open world just interconnecting it not particularly organically. The traversal elements do spice things up, but this is still the same kind of game as their others like Spider-Man or Infamous, so if you don't like that formula, it's probably not going to click here. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I think Sunset Overdrive is a must play, and it is absolutely a hidden gem. This game got criminally overlooked because the launch of the Xbox One was such a PR disaster, and shortly after, Insomniac got snatched up by Sony, never to make another Xbox game again. However, this game completely surprised me in how much I enjoyed it. While at its core, its open world isn't exactly fresh or new, everything surrounding it is extremely unique. So much so that I'd suggest trying it out just because how weird it is. I've never seen a game with this much 2000s attitude since the Dreamcast, and it's certainly the type I am nostalgic for. If you enjoy open world superhero-esque games or any of Insomniac's other games, you should check this overlooked game out. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. What do you think of Sunset Overdrive? Have you played it? Did you overlook it? What do you think? But either way, you should go out there and enjoy the hell out of Sunset Overdrive.